In the coastal city of La Coruña, Spain, there stands a giant from another world, a New Zealand Pōhutukawa tree, blooming bright red flowers and bearing its long hanging roots, thousands of kilometers away from the shores of its home country. In its homeland, this iconic native tree flowers in December, earning it the nickname the New Zealand Christmas tree, a symbol of Kiwi summertime. But here in northern Spain, it's become something of a botanical mystery. So, how did it get there, and how old is it really? If local legends are true, if this tree is 400 or even 500 years old, then it could rewrite history. It could even support the theory we explored in an earlier video, that Spanish explorers like Juan Fernandez may have reached New Zealand long before Abel Tasman or Captain Cook. If the tree is indeed 4 to 5 centuries old, as some locals claim, it would have been placed in Spain before Cook sailed to New Zealand in 1769, and even before Tasman's voyage in 1642. If that's the case, the implications are staggering, though not everyone agrees with the theory of early Spanish explorers. Dr. Warwick Harris, a botanist from New Zealand's Landcare Research, visited the tree in 2001. His idea was that the Pohutukawa was brought by the British during the Napoleonic Wars. In 1808, British General Sir John Moore led his army to La Coruña, fleeing Napoleon's forces. Moore died in battle here and was laid to rest in what would later become the Garden of San Carlos, fairly close to where the Pohutukawa now grows. British sailors, it's suggested, may have brought seeds or saplings from the Antipodes, perhaps inspired by Cook's Voyages, which had introduced New Zealand plants to Britain by the late 1700s. In this version of events, the tree would be around 200 years old, still remarkable, but not ancient. But others aren't so sure. New Zealand researcher Winston Cowie, working alongside director David Sims, sees the La Coruña Pohutukawa as a tantalizing piece of a much larger puzzle, what he calls the Conquistador puzzle. A theory suggesting that Spanish or Portuguese explorers, perhaps even Juan Fernandez himself, may have reached New Zealand over 100 years before Abel Tasman. The La Coruña tree could be physical evidence of these forgotten voyages, but without solid dating, it's impossible to know for sure. In 2009, Cowie and New Zealand dendrochronologist Dr. Jonathan Palmer planned to core the tree and date it precisely. But an unfortunate fate intervened. The Christchurch earthquake struck, cancelling the trip. More recently, Cowie returned to La Coruña. Working with Galician dendrochronologist Dr. Ignacio Garcia Gonzalez, he took a small preliminary sample. Unfortunately, Spanish authorities have yet to approve a full coring. The tree resides on private property after all, tucked away behind a police station of all places. Political hurdles, bureaucratic red tape, and funding challenges continue to delay the answer. To honour the tree and the mystery it holds, Cowie and his team gifted it something special, a greenstone pendant, a sacred treasure from New Zealand carved by artist Kerry Strongman. If it truly is as old as local legends say, it could suggest the Spanish reached the shores of New Zealand long before it was discovered by the Dutch or the British. It would mean this tree is more than just a survivor. It would be a living witness to a secret history, one that challenges the very foundations of what we think we know. For now, the La Coruña Pohutukawa keeps its secrets close. Until the tree is dated with certainty, it remains a living relic suspended between two worlds, two timelines, and two versions of the past.